Want to build cleaner, more scalable iOS apps? Learn how to combine the factory pattern using Async, Await and MVVM in SwiftUI to create a professional grade app with ease. Let's dive in. So the app that we'll create is the app that you can see on the screen. The app will enable the user to select and retrieve the following payloads, JSON payloads, such as user payload, product payload, and order payload. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials. In this tutorial, we will create the factory class. The purpose of the factory class is to fetch and decode users, products, and orders from the remote API. So the first thing we need to do is to create the factory class by creating a new Swift file. And name the file factory. And then the next thing we need to do is to define our class. We also need to add an enum to our class. And the purpose of this enum is to fetch the right payloads from the remote server. So depending on the case, it will fetch users, products, or orders. The next thing we need to do is to assign our endpoint, which is HTTPS iOS insight.co.uk data JSON. Then we need to create our method that's called fetch data. And the purpose of this method is to return a generic array that will include the JSON payload. And it will do that within an async process. We're missing a less than bracket, a more than bracket on lines 20. That should be here. The next thing we need to do is to fetch the data asynchronously using try await, URL session, .shared, .data, from URL. And then we need to decode the fetch data into an API response object. The next thing we need to do is to use a switch statement to return the appropriate data based on the request type. So if the user selects user within the tab, then the user payload would be displayed on the screen. If they selected products, then products data would be displayed, else it would be orders that would be displayed on the screen. Case.users guard let users equals API response users as that's where we pass it to a generic throw factory error dot invalid type. We need to create the new enum that's called factory error. So we can create this anywhere after line 34. Enum factory error paste invalid type. So if there's an error on line 30, it will throw this error message. Else, if there's no error, then we just return the payload to the screen, to the user. And then we go on to attempt to get our next payload, which is products. And then we just do the same thing that we've done previously. So that should be products. Then if there's no error, we return products. On line 35, that should be products. The final one we need to return is orders, case.orders. Orders. Orders. And then you need to return the orders. The return product should be after line 39 or 40. We'll just move it. And the additional bracket isn't needed in that line. Factory class should now resemble this. Let's compile it. In next week's tutorial, we'll implement the lift view model. Don't forget to subscribe for more Swift and SwiftUI tutorials.